This does look a bit like there's been a gas explosion in an outdoor kit shop, but I was just sorting out my kit for the next stage over to Grasmere or Patterdale. Morning of day 3, just walking up past Stonethwaite up Langstrath. I have to say, and I don't want to jinx anything, but it's perfect weather for walking. Lovely sunshine, a little bit of a nice breeze. It's not as hot as Tuesday, which was pretty grueling. Managed to get a meal in the pub last night and a couple of pints. Slept in the campsite, some flat ground, got absolutely excellent night's sleep. Probably the only problem is I was a bit slow getting going this morning because it was very pleasant sitting outside the tent, drinking coffee and listening to the cuckoos and the woodpeckers all round. So it's got 10 o'clock by the time I got started. I think the plan today is over Greenup Edge and Grasmere. I should be in Grasmere for early afternoon. Then I guess the plan is to push on from there and see where I get to. Ideally I'd get to Patterdale, but it's about 17 miles if I get to Patterdale, so one, it was a late start, and two, I'm not sure if I can hack 17 miles with this pack on at this stage of the game, but we'll see. If not, it's not a biggie. I'll probably get some more food in Grasmere, and so that if I need to, I can wild camp somewhere up around Grisdale Tarn. We'll see how I get on, but at the moment, perfect day for it. So there's no real pressure today. Just see where I get. Looking back down into Borrowdale from the climb up to Greenup Edge. It's not that bad a climb, it's pitched most of it, so just stopped by a stream here to fill up my water bottles. Not a bad place for a little break, and time to get off and do the rest of the climb now. Just before you get to the top, there's a steeper bit that requires a bit of scrambling, but nothing to worry about. When you get to the top, it's a good viewpoint for a lot of the central fells of the Lake District. That's Bow Fell over there, and further away you can see the Scaffells in the distance, and looking down Borrowdale you can see Skiddaw. So that's the Helvellyn range over there, Grisdale Tarn in the Cole, and Fairfield, and that's the way down to Grasmere. So it's about 1 o'clock. The plan is to get down to Grasmere, get some food, and then see what time it is, possibly go up to Grisdale Tarn and wild camp up there. That's looking back up Far Easdale. The route comes right down from the col on the top. I don't know if you can see, there's somebody actually standing there. So quite a long rocky descent. Looking forward to getting down to further down the valley to Grasmere and getting me some food and something to drink. I think that's the Line and the Lamb up there, so Helm Crag straight in front of us. Not sure. I think I'm still gonna push on to Grisdale Tarn tonight, but I don't want to get there too early if I'm wild camping. So I'll probably have a relatively long stop in Grasmere, eat and drink, and then sort of set off up about 5ish as people are coming down. That seems to be the best plan. It was a beautiful afternoon just wandering into Grasmere. Grasmere was a bit of a disappointment. I struggled to get a meal anywhere. Ended up just grabbing some stuff from the co-op. After leaving Grasmere, I set off for Grisdale Tarn in the evening sunlight. It's a fairly steep climb. I chose the path on the south side of the valley just because it was still in the sunshine. I don't know if you can hear heavy breathing in the background, but that was quite a pull up there with this pack on. So I'm just going to have a bit of a wander now and find myself somewhere to doss down for the night. Get it done before the sun goes. Not exactly quiet up here, but I wasn't really expecting it to be. It's a fairly popular camping spot. Beyond the outlet there is what you can see on the far side is the Pennines. So heading towards the end of the lake. So actually there's a big lakes day tomorrow, and Ullswater's down the bottom there, but you could see it further up, but you can't see it now. So need to get down there and find myself a place to put my tent up. Day 4, feeling pretty sharp. Had a good night's sleep up at Grisdale Tarn. Weather's looking pretty good again. I'll just show you where I pitched up. So there's my little hovel, and as you can see, a beautiful morning. Sort of slight breeze coming from the west. Quite a few people pitched up at Grisdale. Descending down the Grisdale Valley, and there's not a soul about. It's a beautiful morning, and it's very, very quiet. Big advantage of camping up high is you get here before everybody else is either coming up or coming down, so you get the place to yourself. Not that I'm selfish, you understand, but it is very pleasant. So carry on down here to the flesh pots of Borrowdale and then see what's to do there. Obviously that isn't very far, so probably push on past there and camp somewhere over by Haweswater. I'm not going to get all the way to Shap today because that would be a mighty push, and the day from Shap on to Kirby Stephen is 20 odd mile, fairly flat, but I don't want to be doing days like that back to back. So today it's not exactly a rest day, but I've got a bit of flexibility over how far I go, so I could go up to Angle Tarn or push on to Haweswater. But wherever I do, I need to make the next day a little bit cut into the next day so that it's not too bad and I get a good rest. I think when I get to Shap, I'll try and get some accommodation and a breakfast. Looking back down towards the end of Ullswater, it's a bit of a pull up here to Borrowdale Hawes. I may stop at Angleton actually and wash some clothes and generally chill out, give my legs a good rest, and then do a long day to Shap tomorrow. Even then it won't be as long as the day in the book, because the day in the book starts in down there in behind the trees in Borrowdale. So managed to neck 3 pints of Diet Pepsi at the Borrowdale Hotel, so I think my hydration state is starting to be relatively normal again. But this climb is it's going to test that, because it's proper mad dogs and Englishmen weather. It's red hot and it's a long climb. Just looking up the valley there, the bit of water you can see is Brothers Water, if you can see it on this camera. And then the ribbon of traffic, sort of sunlight flashing off car windscreens, is Kirkstone Pass. Looks quite busy. Helvellyn and Striding Edge over there. It is an option for the coast to coast, but it's one that I declined. Didn't fancy climbing up there with this pack on and coming down against the stream of human traffic that's no doubt on its way up Striding Edge. Well, things are not looking too bad. Found myself a little spot down by Angle Tarn. I'm just going to sit here and soak up some rays. I will eventually cook myself some food and chuck my tent up. Still a bit of a half day today, but let the muscles recover. It's a long drag out to Shap tomorrow.
Loving my mountain Primo Loft footies, I think they're called. They're like a insulated tent booty. Now, they're not exactly high fashion, but in this particular scenario, they are the bomb, as they say, because they keep your feet warm inside the tent without actually needing to get in the sleeping bag, which is an utter winner. And they've got a little bit of a sole on them as well, so you can walk outside a little in them.
The view back over Angle Tarn towards Helvellyn as I climbed away in the morning. Climbing up towards the knot, it's about 9:30 in the morning. I'm not sure if it's going to get hot or not. It was very pleasant for the first hour that I was walking, but it's just started to get a little bit warm. It was hot yesterday, so I could do this thing just about how it is at the moment, which is very, very pleasant for walking in, but we'll see how it goes. Can you hear the skylarks singing there over to me right? One of the nice things about being up high early is there's nobody else up here, nobody around. Skylarks singing. At the moment, very little wind, just about the right temperature for walking, so I can't really complain. Just need to make sure I catch the next turning towards Kidsty Pike. So I'll just stop now and just check the map, make sure I got this right, because if I got it wrong I'd never hear the end of it, as the Memsab came up here to do a stage of the stages of the coast to coast and ended up on High Street. Long story, taxis to Shap, all that sort of thing, and I've never let her forget about it. Obviously if I made a mistake I probably wouldn't tell her anyway, but then again I might, but then I shouldn't make a mistake. So I'll take some video when we get to Kidsty Pike. First sight of Haweswater, and this one's Riggindale. This is the one where England's last pair of golden eagles used to nest. I think on the back of that, most of this is an RSPB reserve. That's Kidsty Pike over there. Shouldn't take too long to get up there, but apparently it's a very steep descent, so better get a move on. Like to be down by the lake for about 11. It's about 10:15 now, so better move. This is the top of Kidsty Pike. Over there is High Street, and then looking down from Kidsty Pike, you can see down to the western end of Haweswater. The path down here, Haweswater, isn't exactly flat actually. It's a couple of fairly hefty climbs, which in this heat you can feel a little bit. I think it probably flattens out towards the end, but it ain't no stroll along the lake shore, that's for sure. Right, getting towards the end of Haweswater now, we can see the dam at the end. That was a hot old business getting along there. It goes up and down a fair amount, so the only saving grace was that there was plenty of streams coming down off the hillside where I could top off my bottle and take a drink. I'm slightly concerned that if the weather's like this, it's going to be quite difficult tomorrow, because it's 20 miles across the limestone plateau. Westmoreland Limestone Plateau. There ain't going to be a lot of water up there, so I'm going to need to make sure that I'm carrying enough tomorrow morning to keep me going, because I'm getting through a fair old amount of water. I think I probably had about 3 litres today already, and probably got about a third more to go. I know what you're thinking. Sad old fool's got his baseball cap on back to front. Well, I mean, the reality is the sun was beating down on the back of my neck, so I'm not trying to be the coolest kid in school. It's just there's a hole in the back of the cap where it clinches up, and the sun was shining through that, and I think it's fried the back of my head, so I was slightly worried about sunstroke. So honestly, it's not me trying to be the coolest kid in school, it's an absolute necessity, and I am slightly embarrassed, but hey, you know, it's better than heat stroke, a bit of embarrassment. I'm glad I brought some electrolyte drinks along with me. This is the, which one is it? It's the SIS cola flavour with caffeine. The only problem with it is, to the casual observer, it does look like you're drinking your own urine, which I suppose would have some electrolyte restoring properties, but probably wouldn't be that good for you in the long run. But I am glad I've got the salts, because I think I would be absolutely knackered now if I wasn't putting some electrolytes in. I think I'd be in a bit of trouble. Beyond the end of Haweswater, and the scenery changes a bit as you get into more agricultural land. As you can see, some very nice buttercup filled hay meadows this time of year. Just before Shap Abbey, there was a superb honesty box, even had ice packs in it, which was much appreciated as it was still a very hot day, and a little seat next to it in the shade. This is Shap Abbey, which is about 20 minutes away from Shap apparently. Looks well and truly, it was well and truly dissolved during the dissolution of the monasteries by the looks of it. Ain't an awful lot left of it really. So 20 minutes to go, need to find myself somewhere to sleep. So let's get going. Yeah, quite pleased to see that. It's been a long, hot walk today. Now I just need to see if I can find myself somewhere to keep.
After 4 nights of wild camping, no, 3 nights of wild camping, 1 on a campsite, I seem to have found myself in a very pleasant B&B in Shap. There's only so much a man can take of his own stench, and eventually he needs a shower. I did have a shower in the campsite in Borrowdale, but that was a few days ago. So now I could have camped in the garden out the back, but I think it would have been rude to do that. So a proper bed for the night is I think I deserve it, to be honest. It was a very hot day today. I started off high at Angletown, so it was relatively cool and breezy up there, but by the time I got down into Haweswater, it was uncomfortably hot. And whatever the standard, I mean, I think the forecast was only for about sort of 18, 19 degrees centigrade today, but walking along Haweswater, it was way, way warmer than that. So anyway, I think I deserve a B&B tonight.